Hello. Got a special announcement and might entertain some questions. I don't know. I, as George Wallace, the comedian, says, I be thinking. I've been reflecting a lot since. Oh, do you have Tatum's number, my granddaughter? You have it? Okay. I got a Tatum. I got to call my granddaughter. You don't see? Okay, hold. Let me get. I want you to like this page and share it, but let me know if you can see me. I'm supposed to be live. My granddaughter, she's helped me out, and I want to make an announcement. I've been reflecting on some stuff, particularly since my birthday, February the 17th. I turned 78, and I had an experience this past week. That's a sign to me. You know what? You stop. You need to, you know, you get what you need to do. You need to focus now on your health 100%. You got grandchildren who know about you but don't really know you, that you have not spent time with. You got more yesterdays than you have tomorrows. And you need to spend more time in silence with yourself, focusing on your health, with your children, your family, and friends, real friends, and create special experiences and do selective training. I'm speaking in Tennessee this Monday, and I haven't flown in a long time. And I'm afraid of flying because there are too many people with big ears who get on airplanes and they might have the monkeypox. I don't know. But I said, anytime you're afraid to get on planes, Les, you need to just stop. You don't need to speak anymore. I don't. And this training, I'm doing a training, how to tell your story, April the 14th and 15th. And let me warn all of you, don't call Valerie Parker, ask, can I get in free? It ain't free. No. No, people buy what they want to bake for what they need. No. I need to stop this trying to make stuff available for the masses. The road to life is straight and narrow. My stuff is not for everybody. And I've given and given and given and given. And I just stopped thinking about, why are you working like this? One, I love it, but I don't have to. And I had a friend say something to me, B. Hines. She used to be a reporter for the Miami Herald in Miami. And when I went back to Miami, she gave the largest article on me by anybody when I went to Miami and I was training kids. And if they said honor, a prophet is not without honor except in their own hometown. Well, she gave me a lot of honor. Behinds. And I talked to her today and I said, B, I said, there's a scripture that says they meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. Had I not been a victim of a political investigation by then State Attorney General Janet Reno, I would not have gone before the Miami City Commission. She said, I remember. No job, nothing but a hunger to make a difference in the lives of our youth and people. And I turned down a $100,000 contract. And I said, things I was teaching those kids, I'm going to give myself 5 years and I'm going to tell my story and I'll earn $1 million in 5 years. And then I'll come back and conduct the training myself and pay for it myself and won't have to. I made my first million in 3 years. And it was so good, I just kept going. I said, but I must tell you, and I was talking to her this morning, often wondered what would have happened if I'd stayed in Miami and trained kids in Liberty City and Overtown. What would have happened if I'd trained more kids? And she said, Les, you made an impact. And there's some of those kids who are now adults. Yeah, they're going to make an impact greater than you. And the truth of the matter is, you won't get to see it. You'll be gone. And I thought about the fact that all of us sitting under trees that somebody else planted for us, that somebody sacrificed. And if I knew I had, and I always ask myself this question, this is how I resigned from the Ohio legislature. When my sister called and said, Mama, Mamie Brown was ill, I asked myself the question, if I had 6 months to live, what would I do? And I said I would resign from the Ohio legislature. I just got reelected, had passed 14 bills my first term, was going to run for the Senate, then Congress, and statewide perhaps. I enjoyed politics, and I was good. And I would resign and go back to Miami and take care of Mama. I called my sister. I said, she's not going to a nursing home. And she said, why? I said, because I'm going to come back home and I'm going to take care of her. And I resigned from the Ohio legislature. If I had 6 months to live, what would I do? I'd spend more time with my children, but most importantly, with my grandchildren. They know about me, but they don't know me. One of my granddaughters, Sierra, she texted me and said, Papa, they're showing a video of you in my class. I'm so proud of you, Papa. And it's time. It's time to pass the torch. And so this April 14th and 15th, it's going to be very intense training that I'm doing. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. And I just told my business partner and manager, I said, I'm unplugging from everything except my family and close friends. Just focus on me and creating special experiences. I'm getting me a motorhome and have somebody drive me across the country. I don't even want to leave the country. I don't want to go anywhere out of the country. I enjoy myself. And have experiences with my grandchildren and children and friends. They say it's not about the number of breaths we take, but the number of moments that we create that take our breath away. I'll probably give about 7 speeches a year, but there are people out here doing training who are very good, that I've trained, that are very good. and speaking who are very good. Andy Enriquez, Della Toro McNeil, who are very good. Johnny Wimbrey, Dwight Pleasure, and Dan Smith, teaching three-dimensional storytelling. Powerful. I learned from them. Many of my students now teaching me, learning from them. People I train, Gloria Mayfield Banks, got some testimonies from her, and Tracy Lynn Cosmetics. Very, very. I've touched some, and some of you, if you've heard my voice when you were a kid, or somebody told you about me, or you were going through some stuff, and you heard my voice and help you to get through a tough time. Let me see some hearts. Let me see some hearts. If my voice helped you get through some stuff. So I'll be doing online stuff, but no more in-person training. No. I'll do intense one-on-one selective coaching with about 21 people. Intense training. It's time to pass the torch. I don't have any expenses. I got a Mickey Mouse watch. I'm not into the bling bling. I hear people say we're gonna train you to be the new Les Brown. I'm going to train you to be the best version of yourself. And with what I give you plus what you already have, you're going to be better than Les Brown and make a greater impact than what I've made. I've reached over 2.8 billion people. My voice is on over 500 motivational compilations. You can hear my voice. You can go online. I'm the only speaker, and not making this up, and put in Les Brown in the Georgia Dome. And it no longer exists, but I gave a speech before 80,000 people. The training that I'm going to be doing on April the 14th and 15th, I'm going to teach people how to command a large audience. Listen, 80,000 people, that's a lot of people to speak to. And you'll see that I know what I'm talking about because I've done it. I've spoken for AT&T, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's Corporation, General Electric, IBM, Xerox, you name it. Fortune 500, Fortune 50. And let me share something with you. I had an experience, and I know God is in this. Number one, I know God has been. Now I know. I didn't know at the time. Yet everything that I thought happened to me, and I want you to listen if you're going through some stuff. I can share with you and serve notice to you that you're going to come to know that it happened for you, that you wouldn't become the kind of person that you are. Everything. I went to Gainesville, Georgia this past Sunday, and I said to God on Saturday night, I said, I'm going to Rutgers Memorial Baptist Church. My grandmother, Beulah Rucker, in Gainesville, Georgia, they have the Beulah Rucker Museum. She started that church. She built that church from the ground up on a hill. I'm going to the service, not going to announce it. And then I did. I said, but I'm going. I didn't say it that much. I didn't promote it. I said, I'm just going to roll up in there with a cousin of mine, Carla, on Doc Oliver Randolph's side. That was my father's name. And so I went there. The guy looked, you look like Les Brown. Yeah, I am Les Brown. I, when I was a little boy, I used to see you on PBS. Yes, I used to produce specials for public television. So we were waiting for the service. I just went to worship. And then after some time went by, a gentleman, Mr. Bailey, said, can you come into the office for a minute? And I said, yes, sir. He said, you're Les Brown. I said, yes. You can speak. I said, yes, sir. We invited a minister to speak here. We haven't had a minister for a year in your grandmother's church. Can you give the word this morning? I said, yes. Are you serious? Yes, I was trained by Dr. Johnny Coleman at Christ Universal Temple Church, Universal Foundation for Better Living out of Chicago. Yes, I could deliver a word. And so I spoke on Words Matter. And I got to stand and speak. What are the chances? The first time that I decided to go there and go to my grandmother's church that she built, that the minister they invited didn't show up. Look at God. And they asked me to speak. And I spoke. And I got to stand in the place where my grandmother stood, Beulah Rucker, and my birth mother stood, Dorothy Bell Rucker. And then I went by my brother's house, George Rucker, to tell him that I'd been to our mother's church and grandmother's church and spent time with my brother that I did not know I had until 2021. If you go online, put it on YouTube, Les Brown 2021 surprise. At 77, I discovered my birth family and saw a picture of my birth mother and birth father. And I got a chance to speak. To God be the glory. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, Dorothy Bell Rucker. Mama, you gave me life. I'm so grateful, Mamie Brown. You took me and Wesley, my brother, in as foster kids. And 5 other children, and you taught us how to live life. I've been to the museum. I've been to the church. I've given speeches around the world. Bishop T.D. Jakes says there's no success without successors. So now it's time to pass the torch. And I know why they say the road to life is straight and narrow, because there are people who will get on your last nerve. You hear me? They'll call, oh, I'm going to pray about it. Oh, I'm going to talk to God. Don't call Valerie Parker talk about you go talk to God, whatever. Don't. This is either you want to do or you don't. Don't do that. Don't waste anybody's time. You truly ain't going to waste mine. I'm 78. I am not going to be wasting no time. I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm just going to come up in there and I'm going to deliver a training. It will be my last, it will be my best group training of this nature. If you're a policymaker or elected, running for elected office, community activist, entrepreneur, multi-level marketing, if you got a story that you're passionate about bringing it out, I'm your guy. If you want to learn how to speak to the world, you want to develop a national and global reputation, they can talk all this stuff about branding. I developed a global reputation without Instagram, without, in fact, I did it with cassette tapes and 8 tracks. Y'all don't need know what. These millennials don't know nothing about no 8 tracks or reel-to-reel recordings. No, they don't know anything about that. Come on, somebody. I know they don't know about this, Les. They don't know nothing about cassette tapes and 8 tracks. No. No. And when I took a stage, I got on stage, audiences would go quiet because they're looking for Les Brown and his band of renown. And when I stepped out there being the only raisin in a glass of buttermilk, they were shocked. But when I got through, I got the butter from the duck. When I got through, yes. When I got through, tell him to come on down. Then I got through, I got a standing ovation. They were shocked because I was the first. There wasn't no football player, no basketball player. Guy said, "Why are you here?" I said, "Dexter Yeager brought me here to speak." Why didn't he bring Robert Schuller, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Zig Ziglar? Why you? I said, "You need to ask him that. Don't ask me. I'm not the one." Do you play football? No. You play basketball? No. What do you do? I speak. And so after I spoke, this guy who was asking me all those questions, he said, "Now I understand who you are." I want you to go online. Do this for me. Would you do this? 2 things. One, go on Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome. If you want to know how to command an audience, a large audience, that's a good program to watch. Okay. And the Les Brown 2021 surprise. I'm getting off because my fitness trainer is here. I'm getting shredded. Homie ain't playing. I'm gonna make 78 look good. And Chef Terrence, he's here, and he's gonna work me out. I'm serious about this. As you get older, we can't help getting older, but we don't have to get old. I'm gonna make 78 look good and beyond. And so let me share with you what's going to happen on April 14th and 15th. You always want to finish strong. I always tell my kids, don't let me embarrass myself. If you think I've lost it, that I no longer have that fire in my belly, if you think I've lost my touch, if you think that my gift has left me, don't let me embarrass myself. Sit me down. I'm not going to overstay where I am. And I have the presence of mind to say, it's time. So in this training, it's experiential. You will speak the whole time. You will overcome the fear of speaking. In this training, I will have time, because there's small groups, of how to pull your story out and teach you how to deliver that story. In this training, you will learn how to use quotes and statistics. In this training, you will learn how, and this is major, how to speak from your heart and speak to the hearts of the people in the audience. And in this training, you're going to learn how to create an experience with the audience, to transform them individually and collectively, and take them to a place in themselves that they can't go by themselves. I'm going to teach you the things that I learned of speaking for 52 years. It's time. You know what I just thought about? 52 years, 5 and 2, 7. 7 is my lucky number. This is it. This is it. And guess what I just found out also? 7 is my lucky number. I was born February the 17th. I'm one of 7 children. Joshua marched around the walls of Jericho 7 times. Naaman dipped himself in the river Jordan 7 times. My father, Doc Oliver Randolph from Gainesville, Georgia, he was born June 7th. I just found that out last week. Woo! You can't make this up. And my grandmother's favorite color is red. I wear red all the time. And they said they did an article on my grandmother, Beulah Rucker, that said she was hungry to learn. And my book is entitled, You Gotta Be Hungry. Come on now. Come on. This coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. So it's time. So I changed my life dramatically. Stepped away from politics to go back to Miami to take care of my adopted mother. I got 2 mothers and I'm not ashamed. I got 2 mothers and I love them just the same. And so it's time. I'm looking for the few that are hungry, that want to be stretched. Mike Williams, my mentor, he wrote the book, The Road to Your Best. I encourage you to get it. He saw this, Les Brown, before I saw it. You need somebody in your life who believes in you until your belief kicks in. He believed in me. He saw this for me. I didn't see it. And I didn't pursue it for a long time because I just couldn't. Come on. Who's going to hire me? Mike, I was labeled educable mentally retarded. Mike, I have no college training. Mike, how can I compete with people with PhDs and MBAs and years of corporate experiences that I don't have? And my credentials speaks for itself. So in this training, I'm going to teach you how to get paid. They're going to teach you how to do public seminars and make money off products. Public seminars, that's what they do. But I teach you how to create value with your story so that you have the versatility and the flexibility to get a check for the value and the impact that you bring for the audience. That's why this organization is bringing me in Nashville on Monday to speak to their top leaders and salespeople. Because I'm going to change it and shift their thinking on how they see themselves and teach them how to dominate and do market takeaways. Teach you in this training, this 2-day intensive, how to do that. And then some of you out of that, I will do public stage presentations. I will sponsor them. I will sponsor them myself. But training, in the room training, and this kind of experience, I won't be doing that. But I will be taking these speakers that I've trained, just like what Grant Cardone did and said he's going to create the next Les Brown and the next Barack Obama. I'm hearing crickets. I haven't heard them yet, but I'm going to take them and I'm going to expose them to audiences around the world. I will be there virtually when it comes out of the country because I've taken speakers around the world, but I ain't going no more. Well, no. You know, remember Danny Glover in this movie? I can't remember it. Him and this other dude. He said, "I'm too old for this." No, I don't want to go nowhere. I'm fine. I'm right here. I'm good. And so I'm going to teach you how to make money with it. And it's easier now than when I started out with cassette tapes. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I left Miami on a Greyhound bus, came to Hillside Spiritual Center, Dr. Barbara King, who made her transition, and spoke there. The first time I spoke out of Florida at Hillside. And my birth mother, Dorothy Bell Rucker, was on the front row. She knew me, but I did not know her. She knew me. She saw me. And one of my nieces said, when she was asked, how do you feel after seeing your boy? And my niece said, she was teary-eyed and said, I'm proud of him. And I understand his brother is in Vietnam, my twin brother. Wesley was a sergeant, military, Purple Heart, War Point. My brother, good man, good soldier. So this is a spiritual moment for me. I want to spend more concentrated time with just a few. Just 21 people. 3 times 7 is 21. No, 14. I'm going to pick them out, this people in this audience that I do this training with, just with them, and let them go and do the rest. And my grandkids will get to know me and spend time with me. And I'm in good shape. I can chase them. I can outrun all my grandchildren, I think, except one, maybe 2 of them. But I can still run at 78. I can still kick. I'm having some fun with it. Creates a special moments. And I got friends. And what also was jarring for me when I go back to Miami and I call to talk to classmates and they say, oh, they're gone. Gone where? They died. Veronica gone? Yes. What about Cassandra Wright? She's gone too, Leslie. Whew. Wow. What about Marcus Smith? He's gone. His wife, Betty, she gone. Yeah, she went first. You know, it's jarring when you go back home or you call about people and they're gone. They say they're gone. I ask, gone where? Or you go where you used to live and it's no longer there. Where I used to live behind Booker T. Washington High School, it's no longer there. It's gone. It's gone. You know, when you go away and you come back, and because of they call it urban renewal, but it's really moving us out. Or developers come in and buy the land and quadruple the rent, and you have to move out. It's jarring. Whoa, Miami is different. It's no longer Miami. So I'm ready. You ready to take me out to in the garage? Okay, I know you have another appointment. You're good? Okay. Yeah, come on now. All right. I'll be through. Give me 5 minutes. So I want to say only call this number if you are interested and ready to invest in yourself and ready to do the work. My brothers say you speak and you act like our mother. She raised us, but you act like her. She spoke. Your mother was a motivational speaker. Dorothy Bell, our mother, was a motivational speaker. And you're just like her. Your mannerisms and how you speak. I got 2 tapes of my mother speaking, and I can't tell you the number of times I watched it and cried. I said I wished I would have been in the audience to see her as she saw me. So this is my heart. It's been my life for 52 years. 5 and 2, 7. God made the world in 7 days. I'm done doing it the way that I've been doing it. I'm going to work with a few. And I'm looking forward to spending time with my grandchildren and creating special experiences, taking some cruises. I don't know. I used to do cruise things, but just doing fun things, dance and salsa, the merengue, just enjoying life with friends. Because too many people leaving here. When you get 78, whew, it's jarring. And what matters most? People who are wealthy. My goal is to train those who I teach them how to tell their story, how to live a life of no regrets. You know what they say? This lady who worked in hospice, this nurse, what was most important, they didn't ask how many sales they made, how much money they had, what was the amount of income they generated for the company. You know what they asked? It was about their relationships. It's your health, being in harmony with yourself, peace of mind, and relationships. Having people around you who care about you, who love you, who will be there when you check out. Because we're all going to go. We're all going to go. And I thank God that he's brought me this far. And I'm going to finish strong. T.D. Jakes, you are right. There's no success without successors. And I'm going to train some powerful speakers, but I got some out there now that's awesome. Awesome. But I'm going to train some more. April 14th and 15th. Is that you? Here's the number to call. 954-464-6537. Tatum, put that on the screen when you get a chance. 954-464-6537. 954-464-6537. I'm 78. It's time for me to have some fun. And I'm glad I'm not like somebody who's 78, one foot on a banana peel and the other one in the graveyard. I can still bust a move up in here. I'm excited. So April the 14th and 15th. And when you go to lesbrown.com, I don't tell you where the place is because I don't want people just rolling up in there. We're going to vet you. No, it's an exclusive place where we're having it. Oh, behave. Yes, and Tyrone is going to be there, my little squirrel friend that taught me how to speak squirrely. Listen to this. Here's what he said. He taught me how to say this in squirrely. Do not go where the path may lead. Go where there's no path and leave a trail with your story and your voice. That's squirrely too. And that stands for live a life that will outlive you. It's time to build a legacy. You want to learn squirrely? I can teach you how to give a motivational speech in squirrely as well, but that's an extra ticket. Mm-hmm. I'll behave. Okay. Would you pass me Tyrone and Trina? I officiated their wedding. It's on the table over here. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate. This is Tyrone and Trina. Tyrone, he met Trina out there in my backyard, and she said, "Baby, you got to put a ring on it." You know, and so I officiated the wedding, and so they're going to be there as well. Thank you so very much. All right. So that's it, April 14th and 15th. Let me give you that number again. And some of you that have your comments, put it in the chat. 954-464-6537. 954-464-6537. Valerie is the person. What are the things that people are saying? Have you looked? Yeah. What are some of the comments? I can't see.
Some of the comments.
Now, Stevie Wonder could have given us some comments by now. Come on, man.
Deborah said, "Happy birthday. I don't see 78. You look 50 at least."
Come on now. Come on, Debbie. She says she don't see 78. She said, how old she say I look? She says she see 50. Flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you, but my heavenly Father, which art in heaven. Come on now. Don't come for me. I didn't call an Uber. Don't come for me. Yes. What else they say?
Rosa Blackwell said, "Pray for safe travels. You're going to be fine. Just fly with faith."
Yes.
We also had, let's see, Oscar said hello. Carolyn said hi. Let's see. We had a question too.
What's the question?
Let's see.
And this, and we answered the question. Then
Donna Wells said, "I will be there on the 14th and the 15th, this time with my book for you to autograph."
All right, Donna, it'll be my pleasure to autograph your book. All right. Thank you. And, you know, I'm coming out with You Gotta Be Hungry 2.0 because I had to add the addition of meeting my birth family. And so how to make it against all odds. So you'll be hearing about that as well, republishing my book. Yes. Any other question before I go out there and look at my equipment? I got all the gym equipment I need, huh? I ain't playing.
All right. So here's the last question.
Yes.
Mike is from Mike M. He said, "What is the most difficult thing you've gotten through? What is the most difficult thing you've gotten through after being a successful speaker?"
What's the most difficult thing I've gotten through after becoming a successful speaker? Is something that someone asked. It was when my mother, Mamie Brown, died. That was the most difficult thing. I had an embarrassing moment, and wow, I don't know if this guy's still a minister, a pastor in Washington, D.C. I thought I had handled it emotionally, and I gave a speech, and I talked to speakers about don't use the platform for therapy. And I had gotten past it, and I broke down and I could not finish my speech. I started crying. I lost it. And the pastor had to stand up and take the microphone. And I didn't speak for months after that. The other thing is, when my best friend Boo died, we've been together since the second grade, and we traveled all over the country together. And that was very difficult. But people talk about all the things I've experienced. I mean, you're looking at someone who Cancer Centers of America gave me the Cancer Center Award of Perseverance. 32 years, 4th-stage cancer. As I speak, 32 years. I was preserved. I was born and preserved for such a time as this. You too. I'm still here because of God's grace and mercy. Who does that? 4th stage? Who does that? Metastasized to 7 areas? But 7 is my lucky number. How the doctor said, "Why are you smiling? Did you hear what I just said?" I said, "Yes." I said, 7 is my lucky number. He looked at his nurse. He said, "He's a strange word." You know? So listen, it's going to be sold out. Call this number now. If you can hear me in your heart, call 954-464-6537. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, If you're not willing, and people, well, I don't have the money. It's never a shortage of money, just a shortage of resourcefulness. I didn't have the money to go to the first training that I went to with Ed Foreman out of Plano, Texas. I had enough money for the seminar, but I didn't have enough money for the plane ticket. And I caught a Greyhound bus from Miami, Florida to Dallas, Texas. And they drove me from there to Plano, Texas. Okay. He told me, he said, if you can't afford to do it, you can't afford not to do it. He said, don't teach what you don't know. He said, how are you going to teach people how to reach beyond their comfort zone? And your life is not an example of that. You don't want to just practice what you preach, but preach what you practice. I said, I'll see you there. And I made it there. They called me Frogman. My mother fixed me a pot of marinated frog legs, and I got on a Greyhound bus, and I was swapping cornbread, hot water cornbread, and fried catfish, and brims, and macaroni and cheese, and collard greens, and candy yams on that Greyhound bus. When we got to Dallas, Texas, they said, Frogman? I said, yes, we're in Dallas, Texas. And people started cheering. Said, Frogman, we believe you're going to make your dream happen. I said, thank you so much. And I knew they were watching me, and they opened up the side of the bus, and I got my luggage, and I hopped into the terminal. They called me the Frogman. Wow. Oh, what a God. What a mighty God we serve. All right, I'm going out to the gym. I ain't playing. No. This is my anti-dementia and Alzheimer's and senior citizen facility. I'm not going to be a burden to my children. I don't know if they like me like that. No, I'm staying in good shape, and I still got a good right too. No, they ain't going to be coming to take me nowhere. No, I'm strong. I still got some muscles up in here. So I'm going to be in good shape. And Chef Terrence, he's working with me, a fitness expert. So I see y'all. Call this number now. If you're ready to change your life, want to learn how to speak to the world, go to lesbrown.com. Go to lesbrown.com and call this number, Valerie, 954-464-6537. Is there anything else? I'm Rick. That's it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Bye-bye. Oh, behave.